That. That. Make una win match, not be to the dance this thing. Pum pum. When I play that thing again, I want to hear the sound. I want to hear it. When I bring it again, you go dance like this. Africa, I don't know that we will talk say we like. Even bend down, reach ground. See, Africa, I don't even know that they don't start to play their match. African people now go dance. They go dance, so you never like the dance pass, they go when I go score. They go play that thing again, make I watch, make I see first, make I take get joy for this show and start. My son, can I come full? And if they dance, they bend down, reach ground. They say their waist. See, hey. My favorite Star Show today. Welcome to Sports Republic Show. Yes, I'm your host. And this is time to talk about sports. More serious for the matter. More just talk just be. Yes, a whole lot has happened in the world of sports, and then you look into one of this one, and you be like, what's going on? You check the other one. We're going to talk about one of Nigeria's finest defender. One of Nigeria's finest defender. When I mean finest, not he play, he good, he's strong, constantly handsome. We'll talk about him, Taribo West, when the time is right. I love to talk about Taribo. Now, let's talk about the MPFL. Let's bring you this first to the Ikorodu City sanction for fans' disturbance. Now, following rowdy scenes occasioned by pitch encroachment leading to physical assault, we are talking about Nigerian Football League now. Nigeria Premier Football League, that's the word. On Remo Star, following the rowdy scene, I don't know, they need to talk to all these people. Maybe they talk to them. A rowdy scene occasioned by pitch encroachment leading to physical assault on Remo Star coach Suleiman Kamea. The Nigerian Premier Football League MPFL has fined Ikorodu City Football Club and ordered the 2-match closure of the stadium to fans. Now, I tell you, Ikorodu City was charged for breach of rules B13, 52, B13, 18, and C9. In a summary jurisdiction notice, the MPFL charged Ikorodu City for failure to provide adequate security, which resulted in unauthorized persons gaining access to restricted areas and assaulting Remo Star coach Kamea in the breach of Rule B13.52 of the framework and rules. In a summary jurisdiction notice, the MPFL charged Ikorodu City for failure to do this, and it was a wrong one for them because I like what is going on because Ikorodu City now, they've been charged for failure to ensure proper conduct for their team and supporters in the breach of Rule C9. The club was fined a total of, that's 3 million. It don't make sense. Order to identify and prosecute the fan who assaulted Coach Camille and played the next 2 consecutive home games without admitting fans to the stand. Now, the sanction read an order to identify and prosecute the individuals involved in the assault of Remo Star coach Mr. Suleiman Camille. The report detailing the progress of this action must be submitted to the MPFL within 7 working days of the date of this notice. In accordance with the Rule C26, you are required within 48 hours of the date of the notice to either submit to the summary jurisdiction and the sanction contained herein, or elect to be dealt with by the disciplinary panel, the MPFL rule. We'll tell you more of this story just as it unfolds, but let's start up well. Let's start properly. I just do this one because they say people they like to talk. Not be every time. Charity begins from home, I know. But yes, I have Ikechukwu on the show today with me. We'll be talking this stroll together. Welcome to the Sports Republic show. You know I am your host, and my name is Kizike. Now, Ikechukwu, welcome to the show. Good morning. Feeling very great to have you. Are you doing all right?
I'm good. Kizi, good morning to you. And good morning to our viewers.
Yeah, good morning to our viewers. Depending on where you're watching from anyways, we must say that. Yes, Ikechukwu, let me tell you something that's going on. You heard me talk about the Ikorodu, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I'm asking you this question. Do we need to have, in our MPFL, our home side, do we need to have this tutorial of talking to the fans so they know how to go on matches? Because fighting a coach, I mean, the Router saying, is it that we don't have the proper conduct to stop these things, or we just sometimes like to do it wrong?
Okay, so first thing, we cannot stop, unruly behavior
in football,
anywhere in the world.
Okay, all right.
I mean, we have cases of racism, we have cases of attack, we have cases of fans throwing, harmful objects on the pitch.
Right.
We have all sort of, actions being carried out by people. I mean, these guys are people who just want to go enjoy the game of football. Right. And when it's not going their way, they just, start getting emotional and acting their mood. That's one. Now, the question is, how much of a safety measure can we keep?
Yeah.
Or can we help? Or how best can we ensure that people coming to play football, the actors, the coaches and the players are safe?
Yeah.
This is where we should actually be looking at. Right. Now, this is why we've been talking about how we expect the NFF. This is how we've been talking about how we expect the NFF to actually, bring in measures. Because the truth is, as much as you want to talk about the football league improvement, if you don't have adequate measures, if you don't put in adequate measures as regards security, trust me, there's no way you're going to see that investment, right? There's no way you're going to see that investor come in to actually support the league. Because the league itself, right, when the investors start looking at all of this behavior, it becomes a problem for them. How do we actually handle a case like this?
Okay, so I will take it from you from this point of view. We have to talk about Coach Peseiro. That's the news about Peseiro emanating out there in the world of sport generally. But let me say this and let me say this clear. Make I talk and clear. Nigeria Premier Football League, if you want people to invest in what you're doing, because I can say it authoritatively any time in the day, and you can hold me on this, and I'm going to defend myself. We don't see sports as business. If we see this thing where they call sports as business, the kind of money we will get. Now make us sometimes we go concept player, we say don't struggle for this league. Do you know what happened to, what's his name? The guy in Crawley Town. You remember his name? The guy, I can't recall his name, the Nigerian Premier Football League player, one-time building insurance. He made a move to Tanzania, Ehefu. And I'm trying to remember his name again. And he made a move to Crawley Town. When they pay that small pounds, not be we collect them. I'll remember his name before I leave. I mean, I'm feeling like my head is aching. I need to remember that guy's name. But let's talk about Peseiro. I like Peseiro. I like him. People know see me, I like Peseiro normally. If you give me a chance, I'll just see. You see, Peseiro was not that so bad, though. Just that he was not, to get flair. So Nigeria, they say we will win, we will play them. So you go do like this, we go play you. So you go, before you go see ball. But Peseiro does not have that flair. But Peseiro was like 1-0 man, 2-1, let's lock it up. He had this Mourinho instinct. I mean, he had a spell with Mourinho, he's a Portuguese international actually. But former Super Eagles head coach at the 23 African Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire, never to tell, he has been linked with numbers of club side and country sides since then. The former Venezuela and Saudi Arabia gaffer said he would make an announcement on his next job very soon. Let's quote the Portuguese on the show. He said, I have received several offers from national teams and clubs, but so far, there has been no agreement with any of them. He did take your time. That's how it could be. Take your time. At the moment, he said, I have some situations that could materialize Let's see. You know why Peseiro matter come today? I'll tell you because Peseiro, you might not be a fan of Peseiro, but if we know say we never ready, why we let him go? I brought him, maybe Ikechukwu will have to advise NFF, Nigerian Football Federation, let's bring a Peseiro back. I'm just saying, you know me, I'm not saying, you're not getting ready for news, but I'm just saying. Because this man, Nakosh, we let him go. Because they do try a luck if you need the judge. You wouldn't tell us if you need the judge, don't manage national team before. We give him contract. Them say NFF, they know say that thing no go last. See the money, 15 million naira. See, you go see, and the ultimatum on Finidi was that so big. That's why people are saying we don't like ourselves. We don't like ourselves. People always say we don't like ourselves. We don't, you know. If it was a white man, I don't like to use the word white. Sorry, that's like a racial talk. If it was a foreign coach, are we going to give him that kind of a contract with an ultimatum? They put up a Finidi here. Not say they put something for here though, but the way they take the Russian, man, the Russian like 2-0. Finidi itself can't struggle. I see. These things are clear. You can't be trying, you know if they do try your luck with national team now. No disrespect to the Real Betis and Ipswich former player, Finidi George. I respect him, Ajax King, during his 95 time. I respect him a lot. Worked with Van Gaal. We know he's good in what he does. For national team level, he play well. Finidi not be pessimistic. He play well. His achievement not be here. You now know. Finidi George also, he came to the MPFL side. He won the league with Enyimba. So, 9 Day Rivers United now. I just they pray me they not go swim inside. What they are doing well. They are at least top 5. They give them a record. Okay, tell me about this Finidi. Tell me about Peseiro. Do you think the Nigerian Football Federation did right? Okay, you not tell me, say you just tell me how it is. Why are you laughing? I love Peseiro. I like Peseiro. I'm a fan of Peseiro. I don't care what people might say about Flynn. I mean, like, and my opinion. But I'm asking you, did they do right by letting him go when we know we're not ready? Because they know. They're not telling me they don't know.
That's actually wrong. That's actually wrong. I want to believe that before you sack a manager, you should have managers in place, at least 2 or 3. Then that conversation will start. Maybe a month after, there should be a new manager.
Right.
That's where they actually got it wrong.
Okay.
Absolutely. I don't think it was right. I mean, not even for a national team that is in a competitive mood, playing for a Nations Cup qualifier and a World Cup qualifier. It's actually not healthy. So it's very wrong. They actually let him cut him. Not that they let him go was the wrong decision, but letting him go without a replacement in place.
Proper replacement.
Call it that.
Yes. Say it.
In place. It's actually the big problem. And that's why we are still suffering.
Mo cannot come back.
Nah.
Mo no cannot come back.
I bet we ain't go. He don't try.
He don't try. A man that, see, you know, say, see, when we talk these things, it could be like, see, people just carry the talk every time we come TV. These NFL people, sometimes they even make me the vex. They press person, but we say, you can't say, they don't boss my shakwanene. The way they do things sometimes, you begin to ask, this not people governing the federation. You let a man who gave us that to run up. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's so good in quotes to say yes.
No, see, if we talk about Paseiro's resolve, I mean, good. Before Paseiro, the last time we went to Nations Cup, we didn't get that close to the trophy. So yes, he moved us a step further.
Right.
So yes, looking at stats, he should be there. In fact, he should still be on the job, looking at stats.
Yeah.
But see, there's something about people and the way they actually do their thing.
Right.
Every country has the way they actually approach the game. If you look at Chelsea,
club side, right.
If you look at Chelsea today as a team, there's this, if you've been following football for over 10 years,
right.
There's this thing that will first stick into you anytime you hear Chelsea. You remember that defensive side because Jose Mourinho created that system for them.
Right.
But now Chelsea have moved from that system. And like I said, if you've been following football, you still see Chelsea in that light.
Yeah, all you're saying look like that of Simeone. Defensive.
Exactly. Now, if any another manager, if let's say Pep moved to Atletico Madrid, you still see Atletico with that eyes for a while. So I'm trying to say this. Nigeria as a country, we are not a defensive side.
Right,
we don't. Yes, we
dominate.
Yes, we dominate and we are offensive. Okay. So we don't like to sit back. It's not our style.
Yeah.
Okay. And if we have to leave him there, say okay, we want to keep Pasero, we have to give him a long contract, say about 6-7 years, to change that system.
So what's the mistake they made?
The mistake is first hiring him, knowing that that's the way he plays.
Okay.
Because that's not the way Nigeria plays.
Just say our NFF know how coaches they play before they bring them.
Yeah.
Do you know how? Do you know?
I don't even know. This question asked me.
Are you?
It's very deep.
It's deep, Abi?
It's very deep. Because if they know actually,
right,
there are certain managers that will not be invited.
True.
No, they would.
So now the closest of them are Bruno Labbadia. I'm going to leave Labbadia. Now let's talk about the African best 11. I think in my head I can even say it. I don't have it here, but I think I remember how they've played it, 3-4-3 formation. And one man is being furious. He's not happy. Former Nigerian international Ifeanyi Udeze has questioned CAF's decision to to snub Super Eagles defender William Troost-Ekong from the 2024 CAF Team of the Year. I'll tell you, just stay with us. I'll tell you what's going on about Taribo West, one of Nigeria's finest defender, handsome-wise, doing so well. He plays so well. He was a great guy, even though he never scored a goal. I'll tell you what's going on because there's a big talk about Taribo West and the NFF. Unpaid wages up till date. You don't boss. 2 seconds, not they reach again. We'll talk about that. And we'll talk about, again, when we say we'll go talk, that one is even scary. We now, according to reports, that some people now, some NFF candidates, as the guy did one, so there's a slot. Sometimes it might pay off, but there's a slot. So they get slots for inside this thing. We'll talk about him. Manager day with us. Now, let's talk about Udeze, who is being upset. He's not happy. Recall that Troost-Ekong had an excellent showing at the 23 Africa Cup of Nations, where he was named the tournament's most valuable player. He netted the opening goal in Nigeria 2-1 loss to Cote d'Ivoire in the final of the tournament. In a charity report, Udeze stated that Troost-Ekong needed no votes to be in the African best 11. Troost-Ekong is the AFCON. Oh, and this one, you touch me. Troost-Ekong is the MVP for the whole AFCON in the play when they got all those players that come. He was the MVP. He said, why isn't he on the African best 11? Udeze went as far as saying, if I knew Udeze, I'm talking about the man you can see on your screen. He said, he doesn't need a vote. His plays should be automatic. He said this in his whole, I can't recall the name of the program, No Hold, No Bed, one of our sister stations, and he was saying this so upset, like he was so angry, talking about it, and like, why would they not name him? Now let's look at the team, just like from the back. The back should be your concern, right? The back line, they had Andre Onana. People are saying, why would you put Onana? What Onana do? Let's keep Onana on one side. Aside Onana, what we had the back line, Achraf Hakimi, because they played the 3-4 at the back. So we have Achraf Hakimi, we had, what's the name? Chancel Mbemba of GRC Congo, and then who else is there? Khalid Koulibaly. Ikechukwu, Troost-Ekong was not in that list. How bad is this?
Sekou Guirassy didn't make the top. Boniface didn't make the top 5. That's how bad it is. I mean, Sekou Guirassy, who we barely saw at the Nations Cup, who didn't win the Rookie of the Year in Germany, he made it to the top 5 ahead of Boniface, who won, of course, the best player in Germany, the Rookie Award.
Yeah.
Now, the question now is this. If you say he's the best player in the just concluded CAF championship,
right?
He also scored a lot of goals as a defender. Good. Now, the best player of a tournament, the biggest tournament in Africa, in the same year, he made, of course, you remember he made the CAF 11.
Yeah.
That's the AFCON 11, rather.
He had a good time.
Yes, he made the AFCON 11, the best player in that tournament. Now, you are saying that in the same year that he himself and Ademola Lookman both made the CAF 11 and came first and second in the MVP award.
Right.
You are saying only Ademola Lookman deserves to be best player in Africa because he won a trophy with Atlanta. And then somehow, some players from nowhere who actually didn't even perform as he did in the just concluded AFCON are in that particular list. And the big question is, how do they vote for this stuff? I agree with Ifeanyi Udenze, because this stuff, when you look at stuff like this, you automatically know that the best player in that tournament deserves. You don't have to vote for the person.
And an AFCON year.
It should be a prerequisite.
Right.
Yes, it should be a prerequisite. It should be an automatic place holding.
Yeah.
That okay, because you've won this, you have made the team of the year. Then let's now start talking about. In fact, it's supposed to be in the running for the last 5. It's supposed to be in the running for the best player in Africa.
So they're not doing away.
Obviously, they didn't. Okay, how are you going to explain to the whole world that this is the best player in your tournament in the same year? The same player that made the team of the tournament cannot or did not or is not good enough.
You know what I think? I just feel like AFCON is underrated. And they underrate AFCON.
Obviously.
You understand my point?
Obviously.
Not be saying now you vote for now. Not be saying now you
Obviously.
Because this thing you talk now makes sense. How do you explain that the MVP of a tournament
the same year, not be the same following year.
Oh,
the same year.
Okay, I cannot wait to talk about what we have next. Before we give you the story and the news about, I like to call him again, one of Nigerian finals defender, Taribo West. If you don't know him, you go know him. With all due respect, he's now a man of God. When I say man of God, now pastor. Taribo West play for Inter Milan, play for AC Milan, a big name. It's not easy for you to play for this, Nezeruzi side. When you want to play all those, you play for Rossoneri than AC Milan. You can't go play for Inter Milan. It's not easy, But let's bring you this one quickly before we get to that phase. There's this one out there, Omar Mofe, that's the name, urges NFF to prioritize visionary coaches and grassroots revival. You know what I mean? It means that you bring coach, you say, if you just did like this now, you go to see ahead. That's why the European people are always doing some things right sometimes, in football, why? Not governmental or political thing, for football they talk. See, they see potential, they see prospect, they see ahead of time. Before you even talk, they don't see, I don't even understand that talk. Before you see, they know that this guy, they keep you for a purpose. Sometimes they bring a player and you begin, why they leave this guy? That's why, see, I don't know whether I want to say all this thing, but let's talk about a veteran football administrator in the person of Samuel Columbus Omamofe. He has urged the Nigerian Football Federation NFF to appoint a forward-thinking coach for the Super Eagles and invest in long-term development strategies. This talk where I talk now, small thing, but a big goal. To appoint see, not be say backward. Let me say you do like Man U before they say do under Ten Hag. You go back 3 times, go back once, you go celebrate. Why they do like that? To appoint a look me, I know you're a Man United fan, sorry. To appoint a forward-thinking coach for the Super Eagles and invest in a long-term development strategies. Why can't we see the future? Now, Omamofe has come to say he made this call following the departure of Pesero, who led Nigeria to 23 African Cup of Nations final, with interim coach Augustine Igwe successfully securing qualification for the 25 AFCON. Omamofe emphasizes the need for a lasting solution. It might not be that so rosy at first. Reflecting on past successes under coaches like Clement Hendrik Westerhoff, I love him so much. That man is number one. Yeah? He has a star. And then you have Bonfrey Joe. Omamofe highlighted the role of visionary leadership and government support in building a dominant national team. We need to see ahead of time. Omamofe said, football development is like a marathon. It takes time. We need a coach with 4 to 5 years progressive plan. You know that in the work structure, like when they ask you, I think for me it works, right? When you're trying to build, or you're trying to have a firm, or you're trying to create something very big, and you cannot just start making this plan. You cannot just start building without plans. It should be stated, it should be structured. So you need to have these things in line. Omamofe also expressed concern about the state of Nigerian club football, pointing to Eyimba's struggles in the CAF Confederation Cup as a reflection of deeper structural issues. This man, they talk as a jobby. He might not even to they tell you as a jobby. People might not like what he's saying, but that's just the truth. He called for a return to grassroots football programs like Principal Cups. We will not see him again. Even Lagos Air Station, they will not see him. And advocated for greater private sector investment in the Nigerian Premier Football League (NPFL). If you now want me people join you now for what they do, you now go try do and where. He said, Nigerian football must adapt to global standard. Football is a multi-billion-dollar business, and private investors like Honorable Kunle Shoname have shown the way forward. You know, one of the days I was having a talk with one of the big names here, and he was talking about the Remo Star, how they were in Lagos before they made a move to Ikene, and how the man had to use his father's land. The story was great. So Kunle Shoname saw the future. Remo Star is a very big side. I'm not surprised he had to send Daniel Ogunmadede, the coach, Ijabo, the assistant coach of Nigerian side. He sent him to Firenze. You know the connection now. He went there to go and do some coaching course. So he just like say, Ogunmadede your day. So what he's seen, what this man is seeing, I don't know whether our own group of people know this. Please, what's the way forward? Before we talk about the unpaid wages, there's a story about the NFF we're talking. What's the way forward for Nigerian football structure?
Okay, so you remember a couple of days ago, we were having this conversation about setting up structures like the Clermont-Ferrand Academy in France,
right?
Like the Mohammed V Academy in Morocco, like the Dan Ashworth Academy structure that he built for England also.
Yeah.
One thing we were talking about coaches the other day, I said that, we have to start creating a system, build coaches that will come and, instill a certain style of play for the Super Eagles.
Right.
Groom these guys. You can, as well as you're grooming players, you can also groom coaches.
Right.
And this is exactly what he's saying. Now, if you bring in, okay, when we brought in Westerhoff, it was a program. And we saw the program, it yielded dividends in the long run. We saw him, he won the Nations Cup in '94. Mm-hmm. And when the likes of Bonfrey Joe came, they built on his success. Right. Because there was a project. And Nigeria had the best team in Africa from 1992 till 2000. Nigeria had the best team in Africa. So we can also do that. Set up a structure that works. See, my advocacy was simple that day. I said, we can send some coaches abroad to understudy these top coaches. We can do it. Let them come back and then put those whatever they've learned into young coaches.
Yeah.
So that we'll have more of these guys across the country. That's one thing. And from what he was saying, actually, he understood that it's all about going back to grassroots.
Yeah.
See, if you like, let's go back to the days of Principal Cup. It will not change anything.
Really?
If we don't have the incubator where we keep them.
Right.
Now, it's one thing for them to play.
Okay.
When they play, you've seen them. Where are you keeping them? You understand?
Yeah.
Scouting program is different from, a camp. We need a camp where these guys can play and be monitored. That's what we need.
Watchtower.
That's exactly what we need.
Watch them well.
So, talking about Principal Cup, yes, that's more like, we just want to see them. Where are we keeping them? What is the plan for them after Principal Cup? These are the questions.
That's deep for me.
Yeah, what's the plan after Principal Cup?
No, say they just play once.
Okay, just look at the Kwara State Football
Academy.
Yes, School of Excellence.
Right.
Just imagine, most of those guys in that academy actually played Principal Cup at one point in their life, right?
You're right.
Now, just imagine they just played Principal Cup and there was no academy set up like that.
So you need to keep them.
Exactly, find ways.
For
So
the future.
just keep set up a camp or whatever it is, just a project that will keep these guys and monitor them till they get to a certain age.
All right, so let's talk now about the very big one out here. We keep saying it all of the time. Even Pesero will just coach us whenever to take week one. And this one is about former Nigerian international Taribo West. We make you see him. You will see him. See, I know a lot of you know him, right? But some people not to know him. That's why they carry dread these days. They see him own dread. Now dread be that himself. Space there. You put here, go see how playing time. NFF still owes us. Not me saying we're not playing for Nigeria. Not only club side, NFF now play. Air Super Eagles player, Taribo West Blast. He has come out. He's saying it the way it is. I need to talk now, not be me. If we talk now, Blast with the carry, they talk, not be me. We bring, see, you go see Taribo West, the recent Taribo West as he be. He don't play ball finish, he don't come out that. He don't come out in here. Now, if you see him, we'll go show you now. But this one, when I see on the screen, I see him. Finest defender, one of Nigeria's finest. Very handsome, does the job well. He's very, very good, calculative. He has come to say, he has disclosed that the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, still owes him and his teammates significant sum of money to the point where he can no longer keep track of the amount. I need to cough on this.
So sad.
So
sad.
So sad.
So sad.
Wait. Let me say it again. Former Nigerian, you know when Taribo West play ball, Rich? It's been a long time he played football. Taribo West has disclosed that the Nigerian Football Federation, according to reports, NFF still owes him and his teammates significant sum of money to the point where he can no longer keep track to the amount of the amount. Where's Taribo, or Taribo West, you really call him, who was capped for the two times for Nigeria between 1994 and 2005, participated in 2 World Cups. He played in 2 World Cups, now big one though, 1998 and 2002, that's Korea, Japan, and 2 African Cup of Nations tournaments. He was also part of the historic 1996 Olympic team that won gold in Atlanta. Speaking with reports, the 1996 Olympic gold medalist expresses frustration over the unpaid wages. And Taribo West said, the NFF is still owing us too much money. I've lost count. We just forget it. He said, somebody fed fat on our sweat. We forgave them and released it to them. West also recalled that during the 1998 World Cup, the players were not paid by the federation. So you don't tell where this thing don't start. You don't tell. He recalled that during the 1998 World Cup, the players, and I go here, not be able to watch World Cup when I see all this play shot against Spain 3-2, where he knock everywhere, not see that shot. Rashid, can you get what you do that time? You can see that? I see him, I like him. I don't know say they play without. You know, not what money they do for person. If me they work for you, not they give me money, not give. Even if I get passion for that, you not motivate me. He has told us now. I never knew this sincerely. 1998 World Cup, he said the players were not paid by the federation. A situation that highlighted the financial challenges that endured despite representing the country at the highest level. You get tournament for football, where pass World Cup. Me not tell me. Nigeria will be great. Nigeria will be great. This recent one now never go World Cup. This one now. 2026 is just very close. We carry second from back. I don't want to talk. My mouth not too good. I don't respect myself. Now, despite his illustrious career for Nigeria as a defender, during which he made 42 appearances for Nigeria, Taribo West did not score any goals, but remained a key figure in the team's successes during the time. West comments, or what he has said rather, adds to a growing list of grievances from former players who have spoken out about unpaid wages and bonuses owed by the NFF over the years. If there's anything I love to do on the show all the time is I don't just like to talk about problems. We like to see if we can provide solution, and that's why we have this man here, Ikechukwu, the analyst. He will tell us which way Nigeria. And I make Sonny Okosun go sing that song. You hear that song, Abi? Which way Nigeria? And I hear them. You don't tell me that song. You don't see. At the talk, I say waiting they pay me pass. And I say waiting African China for last thing since see the happen. Which way? Why you laugh? That's the truth. Which way?
It's so sad that a legend like Taribo West has to come out to say this.
Right.
You know, I mean, which country treats her legends like this and expects progress?
Oh.
And this is the question. This is the reason why when you see players like Bukayo Saka, you know, Olise, Ebere Chieze refuse to play for Nigeria, it's part of these sort of things. They've heard things. Even if they don't even know, people that are close to them, that can actually advise them about the country, will tell them these sort of things. Do you understand? Now, look at how the English national team treats their players after retirement. They give them some certain amount of money.
Yeah, even till date.
Till date, that's what I'm saying. Now you are owing these ones when they are active. You don't even have plans for them when they've retired. The case of Tijani Bangida is still there.
Right.
We know how he actually flew to Holland, and then he got rallying support from his ex-teammates in Holland.
Yeah.
See, we can go on and on and on to deceive ourselves how we want. But one thing we cannot change is the fact that if we don't do it right, we will never get the right result. Now, as you lay your bed, now you go sleep there. You know, people on top of bed, maybe they expect you want to sleep on somewhere dry.
I want to ask you this question. Okay, let me quickly ask our people on the outside. Keep your comments coming. I'm asking this question. Tell me, I don't know, which way forward. What can we do to see that? Although I know that there's implementation that's taking place right now, but what do you think we can do to see that we don't owe our players? We don't even hear this kind of story because it's uncalled for. It doesn't sound. It sounds so weird. Ex-players for many years they don't play. 2013 Nations Cup, you not go because you don't owe now. Yeah. You understand? But up till date, you know what's making me upset about this one? He's even saying that they don't even forget. You know that kind of thing now. You don't lose count. Not before relationship they lose count, but money where they pay. Yes, and I think they've forgotten about it.
See, it's not even about football alone. We see how pensioners, go to their offices and start screaming for the government to pay them and all. So it's more like a culture here.
In Nigeria?
Yes, it's more like a culture. But then let's go back to football because that's what
our priority, yeah.
Taribo West's case is very, very funny. You know why?
Why?
These players actually gave it all. 2005 till next year will make it exactly 20 years.
Right.
After he actually left the national team. With no plans. Because obviously there's no plans to pay them their wages. And some of them, see, many of these guys they just leave on. Now, thank God we have a case of the FCC. So far, the last time you talked about this case was 17 billion naira. Right. Now we don't know how much will be found as the case goes, as the case continues to unravel. The question is if they start adding this case of Taribo West, because this case of 17 billion is just very recent, though.
Right.
If they start adding the case of this Taribo West and life, we don't know how much else will be found. See, guy, it's so sad.
Right.
This is why it's difficult to give your all for Nigeria. Yes, this is why it's difficult to give your all for Nigeria as a player. Because when you look at all of these things, you start asking yourself, come on now. See, let me tell you, the truth is, the money the NFF is supposed to pay them, it's not even the thing, right? Because they receive more than that for their clubs. But at least show them you value them. We've had cases of the Brazilian national team going into a tournament without being paid. They decided not to take anything.
Exactly.
The money is not really the thing.
Exactly.
But show them that you respect them enough to actually say, okay, see your money. Let them say, okay, we don't want. Do you understand?
Yes.
So you don't just treat them and see
and dump them.
Guy.
And we use the national team call-up to make it big.
Even if they decide to just let go, there's something about, people, there's something about this sort of things. If you do it to people, naturally, naturally, people will be withdrawn from you. And this is why some of these good players, I mean, the likes of Saka and so many of these boys playing in Europe, playing for France and other countries in England, they will always have that second thought. Is it worth it?
Right.
Because most of those players, they don't feel comfortable putting on a jersey they cannot bleed for. Taribo West bled in 2002 World Cup. You remember that?
I remember, yes. Yes.
So how can somebody like this who bled for the country be in a situation where after almost 20 years, is yet to be paid? And trust me, this news now, as we discussed it, it's gone. Nobody's going to pick it up. Nobody's going to discuss it. The glass house will not even see it. No worry. If you think it's a lie, I'm just talking, Abi. This is December. Don't worry. By God keeping us alive,
right,
this conversation will come up again. I'll ask you, say, Kizzy, you remember Taribo West? How many months now? It's a culture.
That's so bad. That's so bad. I don't know. That's so bad. Like, I feel so... Okay, but it's very shameful.
If you say shameful, right? If
you know, we are one of the biggest African footballing nation.
We are the biggest. Nigeria churn out more talent in Africa than any other country in Africa. We might not have the biggest talent now in Africa, right, but in terms of the number of high-profile talent, Nigeria will always have it because we have the population, we have the people, we have the human resources.
But what can we do? What do you think we can do? I mean, to say that this thing, because it's just making me weak.
It all starts right there to the top. Right there to the top. If the head is not ready to do it right, the body, just imagine a man suffering from migraine, serious headache.
Right.
How is he going to be productive? That's the case of...
Okay, let's talk about, like I said, I talk about providing solution. I recall there's an implementation. I mean, you have the NSC right now, National Sports Commission, and they're also trying to see, working with NFF in conjunction to see that this kind of thing, such things does not happen. We also learned the other time about the president, #1 citizen of Nigeria, trying to create a budget. But has there not been budget all over? Wow.
That's what I was about to ask.
It sounds like it's a new one.
Is it the issue of, is the case the
So
issue
this budget, not the day before?
Is the case the issue of a budget?
I don't know.
No, now.
I don't know. Because now it sounds like the money was not there.
Is the case the issue of budget? No. Is the case the issue of Sport Minister? No. Is the case the issue of National Sport Commission? No. Whoever it is you put there, the system is rotten. It won't work. It can never produce anything good.
Wait, what do you mean by whoever you put there?
Yes,
does it mean we don't have good people in Nigeria?
We do really.
So what do you mean by that? Why do you have to say that?
If you put good people in a bad system, it will corrupt them. If you put bad people in a good system, it will change them.
So okay, that's a word.
So far, this story of being old, you remember the people who were in the glass house commanding things back in the days of, what's it called? Taribo West. They are not the same people there now.
Yeah.
Right. They're not the same people running the show. Some of them might still be there, but they're not the same people running the main show. But why is it that the same thing that happened then is still happening now? It tells you all about the system.
All right, so let's leave that one and talk about this because it's quite annoying to say. I remember when I had, we brought out of Femi, or wasn't it? Okpabumi. Yes, who played for Nigeria, the World Cup tournament, big tournament. I mean, well-seen player, left-footed player. He gets time for body. But today, he talked about his story in the second division when he was playing, was in Nantes in the French Ligue 1 as the Ligue 2. And he talked about while he was playing, all of a sudden, he could not see. He could not see with both eyes. And how bad it was that he was later told by the foreign coaches, the foreign doctors abroad, in France to be exact. They told him, we are going to operate you. You will see, but you can't see with both eyes. This is a man who has played for Nigeria. He's among those people that still sing the song, I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest. What happened? He was asked questions. He was talking about how the likes of Oderingi, how they've been helping. Player will play for Nigeria. I don't want to use my man call him pension because I just think there should be something. To play for the national team, you know say we will come talk and say, play for badge. Sometimes they go confuse us. Yes, it's good to play for the badge, but just education will say something like that. Sometimes it's not worth dying for, sometimes. Because when these things go on like this, you begin to see people who don't want to. And we really forgot that the world is watching. This guy is an ex-international. He's played football to the highest level. So if Taribo West open mouth, they talk all this kind of thing, don't be saying a hype. It does not sound good. They asked Femi Kwabumi, they said, at the NFF, who was the coach at that point? He said, Christian Chukwu. He said, is he aware? He said, yes. Have you done anything? No. Have you heard from the NFF? He said, no. Have they done anything? He said, no. So if that's not play and forget.
See,
now play and forget now.
it's supposed to be, I pledge to Nigeria, my country.
Not go talk, don't go. You don't do.
Wait, wait. Now it's supposed to be, I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest. Right. Now it's also supposed to be, I pledge to my citizens.
Oh.
Nigeria saying this now, to be faithful, loyal, and honest. Supposed to go. See, this sort of love is supposed to be a chemical reaction.
This thing you are saying, are you saying Nigeria is not honest with these people?
Come on, man. It's obvious. The evidence is clear. If you don't treat your legends properly, how do you send a message to the ones coming that you treat them right? It's simple. This is not me saying it now.
Yeah.
This is me pointing their words or their actions to them for them to see.
It's clear.
Very simple.
Obvious.
If you tell me that, okay, if I work in your ministry, after so years, I'm going to get my pension, and I look at people on the streets carrying placard and saying, pay us after 20 years, how are you going to, what kind of message are you sending to me? Will I believe you or those on the street? If you say, come and play for Nigeria, we'll have the best package for you. We'll give you everything. And I saw the story of Taribo West, saw the story of Akpabami, see this one story, see that one story. How are you going to convince me that, okay, you are the one saying the truth, these guys are liars? This is not me just talking about it. I'm saying that, look at your words. This is exactly what you're supposed to do. People are there complaining. The best PR, the best advert. Forget you might spend multi-million dollars on any platform to get your face out there. But the best PR is word of mouth.
Okay, please do well to subscribe to our channel. We are Voice of the People TV. This show comes your way every time, a special public show, you already know. So whenever we are here, you already know that, yes. And don't forget, that bell, get on bell, they're not kind of that. We just see this. And when we are here to tell you all of this, that's just why we are here. Our owners, they give, we'll be like, for village, they talk nobody know, town crier. They don't do village. We now they sleep now when they tell us this as be. Even though I understand a lot of you know that some of the structures of Nigerian football is wrong, if not most of the structure. Now let's give you this one. Just follow this story. Me not tell me thing I find. I not talk. Let's talk about the Lookman scenario, the scene and the detail, because ex-NFF boss Amadio Pinnick has revealed the behind-the-scene details of Ademola. No, sorry, pronounce it well. He has revealed the behind-the-scene detail of King Ademola Lookman, the king of African football. Former Nigeria Football Federation President Amadio Pinnick has revealed the behind-the-scene detail of Ademola Lookman's first appearance for the Super Eagles in March 2022. He tried. But now, I want just, the end of this story, so I will not talk. I just see it for myself. Amadio Pinnick is a strong advocate for recruitment of players with dual nationality. And it was during this tenure that the likes of Alex Iwobi, William Troost-Ekong, Tyrone Ebuehi, Ola Aina, Joe Aribo, Kevin Akpokuma, Brian Idowu, Simi Ajayi, Calvin Bassey, and Ademola Lookman committed to the national team futures to Nigeria over their second nation. The FIFA Council member also attempted to recruit Chelsea Academy product Michael Olise, Tammy Abraham, Fikayo Tomori, and then Arsenal star Bukayo Saka. Crystal Palace also, the Dazzler Ibericheze is also among these guys, but was unsuccessful. He tried. And the CBB we don't bring in, he tried. Lookman was on the radar of the Nigerian Football Federation NFF for approximately 6 years before he made a competitive debut for the Super Eagles in 2022 World Cup qualifier against Black Stars of Ghana. Now, moving on. Having previously played for England at youth level, the Charlton Athletic graduate decided to pledge his allegiances to Nigeria, following his chances in England's senior team being limited due to competition among the forwards. Former Super Eagles coach or former Nigerian coach, anyone would go. Anyone you want to talk is fine. Gernot Rohr included Lookman in his professional squad for the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations, but the forward missed out on the final squad as a change of association request was not approved in time for the tournament in Cameroon. Now, this is where it's getting very nice. Is it nice? Scary. Let's talk more. Amadio Pinnick is pleased that his pursuit of Lookman has proven successful after the Atlanta Star was named African Footballer of the Year on Monday in Morocco. Speaking to French-based Nigerian sports writer, his name is Babatunde Ojora, Amadio Pinnick stated, I recall just before he played his first game, that's Lukman is talking about, there were documents, correspondence he needed. I had to rush to Ikoyi club to meet his dad in ensuring that I got that personally. That's his dad. You can ask him. I need to talk. So that's like a proof. Now he went as far as saying it was a lot of effort, but I was to do this interview last week, but I wanted the vote to be quite organic. A lot of people called me to talk about this, the role that I played, but I wanted everything to be organic. I know I like Amaju. You don't tell when I know I'm from South Side, they come. He likes everything good, on this kind of recruitment process. Now he said, thank God everything went well. Like I said, we are very proud of him, but this should be a tonic for greater things to come for him. Me I hear, and it just shocked me. This part when I won't talk. He went as far as saying, when I was in the Nigeria, take a deep breath, Kizzy. When I was in the Nigerian Football Federation, I recall even Musa was about to be dropped 2-3 matches to the World Cup because he wasn't playing at Leicester. Georgia. Because what? He wasn't playing at Leicester. That was Leicester City, what many call Leicester. A lot of issues, and I called the coach. Now I'm the NFL president at that time. Big name, they give you work. He said, I called the coach. I don't intervene, but Musa must go to this game. One of these international friendlies. He said, why? The coach asked him why. I said, this is my own slot. He must go. I'm just saying, I don't know what you're making about this. He said, I said, let him be the 24th player. And guess what? Musa was the hero in 2018. Sadiq Kumar come qualifiers, they bench him for club. You know they see match play. Not be today's start. TK, what do you have to say? What? Don't wait. wait. Why are you laughing? He wasn't playing at Leicester. I'll go back to that. Let me bring it again for you. No, wait. We'll go short break. Maybe let our market go back. Let me say it again so you understand it. Amaju Pinnick, during the time he was the Nigerian Football Federation president, he said, I recall the story of the recruitment suite. You know sweet? Huh? Wait now. The story of the recruitment, you know sweet? I see the recruiters, they're not sweet. He's sweet now. Why are you laughing? Camera, I'm not sure careful. Why are you laughing? Eh?
My own slot.
I don't like this thing. What? That is own slot.
Your own slot now.
That's how are you? He said, when I was in the Nigerian Football Federation, according to report we learned, he said, I recall when Musa was about to be dropped. There was every reason to drop him now. Because they play match. 2 to 3 matches to the World Cup because he wasn't playing at Leicester. A lot of issues. And I called the coach. I don't intervene. That's he does not do, but Musa must go. So now power will pass power. Musa must go for this game. One of these international friendlies. He said, why? Coach asked him why. Me will give you job. He asked me why. Sure. He said, I said, this is my own slot. He must go. I said, let him be the 24th. This is the 23 get. Let him be the 24th. And guess what? We know what Musa do for that World Cup. Musa scatter everywhere. He score goal. See, Argentina said, you don't see those goals. He has a record for himself. But okay, is it justifiable a player who is not doing well at club side because of his slots and it comes in? How good is this?
So you just can imagine why our football is like this. Yeah, you just can imagine why our football is like this. Now I'll say something. They just concluded the European Championship.
Right.
Jack Grealish was dropped.
Yes.
Right. A lot of persons were asking, like, how can you drop?
One treble.
How can you drop Jack Grealish? What? Right. Why? Just imagine the president, the English football president say, that's my slot. He must go.
Yeah.
What precedent are you setting? And trust me, he's the NFF chairman.
At that point.
President, rather. Other persons, too, also have that power in that block, inside that glass house. With their own slot, too. If they want a player, that player must go. Now, the question is this. If, at the end of the day, because, of course, Ahmad Musa turned out to be a success.
Right.
If he had gone to that World Cup and didn't even prove a point, it is still his slot.
Yeah.
Right? And then your football will do what? Go down.
Would that be possible for the coach to say no? Like
it's a coach that's us going back to that same thing we were discussing the other day. That when you get a coach that is begging for the job, you throw anything at him and he will accept it. This is not a grade A coach, obviously. And that's why they can actually tell him, this is what I want, and he's going to do it.
Right.
So that's the problem. And until we get it right, see, there are certain coaches he cannot call and tell, this is my slot. He will not dare it. Because it will be on the contract he signed.
Yeah.
You don't impose any player on me.
Okay. The matter tight, it can't long like Lagos Third Milan Bridge we will get for Nigeria, for Lagos here, never too far. We need to go on a quick break. You know what will happen? We just bring you clips of Lamine Yamal. I respect him, potential player. They throw ball from story building, using leg control, and he get trapped. Then I go see that African players still dance. Let's go on a quick break. Go on a break, we'll be back shortly. No matter how Nigeria Football Federation take do one, you know, we be saying I did back and not fit vex. All the same way they do us and World Cup, and not fit do one. You know, guy go be. Let's just give you two headlines before we leave. Presidential task force. This one is about the World Cup ticket. Presidential task force back as Super Eagles push harder, and we are waiting. Can we make it to the World Cup? Time will come. An inconsistency. Tower One market value drops by €6 million amid poor form. That's another one. And we have this last one to tell you. Ligue 1 club side interested in the €6 billion move for Super Eagles star. His name is Cyril Deza. Ikechukwu, we need to go. Are you doing all right?
I'm good.
With all this thing, you like him?
Yeah, no. That, especially that Taribo West incident.
You don't like him?
So
We can talk more about it tomorrow, right?
Definitely.
All right. Thank you so much for staying here with us. We have others coming, but tomorrow we'll have to bring them to you when we return. This is the Sports Republic Show. Comes your way again tomorrow, 11 a.m. Nigerian time. Please keep it locked with us. We'll be here to give you more. I am your host. I remain your host. My name is Kizzy K, the only football player without a jersey. I'm not go first. I'll see you tomorrow.